a lot to talk about today, especially our playoffs. Looking at our playoff picture here, we got Chris Matthews. And we got Chris Matthews in first place, the military guy, who will lead off first place for the race on Thursday in a couple more days. This is the championship 4. We got Chris Matthews, Kyle Westwood, Justin Rodden, and Matthew Clark. Those are our last remaining drivers in the playoffs. It's going to be a great race. Hope you guys can tune in for Thursday at noon Eastern for the Night Shift Racing League final race of Season 2. Currently looking at Roy Crocker putting in the laps, putting in the time. One of our veteran race car drivers here of the Night Shift Racing League. He's currently the fastest in practice, as he's the only driver in practice. His fastest lap today of 26.876. This is the second practice of the week for ISM Raceway. I do not know the results of the first practice, but I will know the results for this practice. It's only an hour-long practice. If anyone can jump in, they possibly can, as it is displayed on the hosted page. So anyone that wants to practice at ISM Trucks is always welcome to join. His last lap of 27.893, a little bit slower than his fastest lap. And now he posted a 28.061, about 2 seconds slower. As we see what's going on here with Roy. Roy Crocker currently shown at 9th in points. Roy Crocker this year has been, so far in 23 races, including Season 1 and Season 2. He's gotten 4 poles, a 17% percentage, or correction, he's got a 17% ratio of starting in first place. His average start is 6.35, so averaging around 6th place. He's got 3 wins. His winning percentage is 13%. Average finish is 5.61, so usually better than 6th place is what he ends up finishing, which is pretty good. He's got 15 top 15s in his career here in Night Shift Racing League, so he has a 65% average of finishing up in the top 5. Top 10s, 17 top 10s, so 73% of the time he will be a top 10 finisher. He's logged 2,494 laps here at Night Shift Racing League. He's led 194 laps. all those laps that he's turned ends up being 3,527.5 miles. That's a long, long distance. He's one of the lowest with 65 incident points. That's pretty good. 65 incident points in 23 races. That gives him about 2.83 incident points per race, which ends up being even a minor detail of 0.03 incidents per lap. A lot of detail here from one of our race admins, Kyle Westwood. So thank you for all those stats. Last week, Roy Crocker finished stage 1 in 2nd place, and he finished stage 2 in 3rd place. He did lead 1 or more laps, which is pretty good. He finished in 2nd place with a total of 35 race points and 18 in bonus points. Ends up bringing up his total of 53 points for the race at Kansas. He did finish 8 seconds behind the race winner of Cody McFadden. Roy Crocker was able to lead 24 laps. His fastest lap at Kansas was 30.899, second fastest, following Cody McFadden. So Roy Crocker always with some impressive numbers, and the reason is because of this. He's always practicing, always trying to get better, and it definitely pays off. Quick look at his cockpit view here. As everyone tries to do the corner of turn 1 and 2 at 110 miles an hour. 110 seems to be the right speed, and here coming to turn 3, try to get it down to 112. You know, some drivers go less, but about 112, that way you can get back on the gas and come back out full gas. The biggest problem is coming out of turn 4. Coming out of turn 4, the truck wants to get loose. Roy Crocker, you got a copy? Roy, it's Miguel, can you hear me? Well, Roy Crocker is concentrated there, so you cannot hear me at this time. Let me just double check that my mic is working. Oh, I see what we're doing wrong here. Voice chat's a little off. That's what we're doing, is practice here. Hey Roy, can you hear me now? Yeah, if I can hear you now, I fixed the audio. Yeah, that's what I'm showing. I'll fix it. You're trying to make out with me? Gross. Alright folks, we'll be right back. Trying to get these things fixed here, as that's why we have practice, in order to make sure all this is ready for the race. Alright, looks like we're back. See if we can find anyone on track currently. Looks like we cannot. Looks like we're having some issues. Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to practice here for the Night Shift Racing League. This is the second practice of the day. Roy Crocker making the honor of setting up the practice on the hosted area of iRacing. He is currently shown second fastest of a 26.876. The fastest driver is Will Roberts. There goes Will Roberts out for another more practice laps. 26.616 for his fastest lap today. Alright, Night Shift Racing League. This will be the final race of Season 2. We got 4 drivers left in our playoffs. And those drivers are the winner in the last round was Chris Matthews. He locked himself in to the final 4. Kyle Westwood and Justin Rodden were the only 2 playoff drivers to race last week. So with that race, they got enough points to lock themselves in for the final. And Matthew Clark, out of all the drivers that could not make it, he was the highest one in points going into Kansas last week. So with him being the highest one in points, he is the last driver to make it to the Championship 4. So there it is, folks. Our last 4 drivers for the Night Shift Racing League. Currently looking at Will Roberts. Alright, Roy, you got a copy this time? Yep, I can hear you loud and clear. Hey, is the truck getting loose coming off turn 4? Yeah, because I race these things on the regular stuff, on the regular fixed races of C-Class, and always coming out of turn 4 they get real loose. So is that still the same? Alright, cool. Yeah, but that's what's cool about this race. It's like, it's just who can get better off the throttle and things like that. New fast lap for Roy, nice.
Thanks, bud. Yeah, I was in the flats earlier, but the temp was like 88 or something like that.
Well, there we were having a chat with the drivers, saying what they like, what they don't like so far. Let's check the track information. This is a racetrack, a mile-long racetrack. It's a new configuration. It was configured last year for the fall. This is my home track. I live about an hour and a half south, down in Tucson, Arizona. The Dirty T. Terrible place to live. I do not recommend it.
Yeah, after you drive it a few laps, Miguel, I mean, it's fine, really, but if you get caught up in the moment and you're not paying attention, they'll come around on you.
Okay, perfect. All right, cool. Yeah, I hear you, man. Yes, we should bring out a lot of cautions then. All right, the track elevation is 957 feet. This racetrack is in Avondale, which is the southwest portion of the Phoenix metro area. It's up against the mountain range of the South Mountain mountain range. It's just a couple mountains down there. The big one being called South Mountain, and close to the base of South Mountain is where this track is at. So that's why you kind of see it's kind of hilly and stuff, as that is the start of the mountains there for South Mountain. Will Roberts, fastest lap of 26.542. Roy Crocker of 26.543. Very good laps on both these guys. Will, I thought you said you were going to race this weekend.
Say that again, Miguel?
No, I thought Will was done racing with us.
Just a second, let me pull over. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that quiet or what?
No, I had my tires turned up so I can hear them, and I couldn't make you out.
Oh, okay. No, just I thought Will wasn't going to race with us anymore.
That's what I thought, but I'm glad he's in here.
Same.
Oh, well, congrats there, Will.
Will Roberts posting yet another fast lap. He now has a fastest lap of 26.413. Very impressive. Roy Crocker of the 26.543 is now a tenth slower, a full tenth slower than Will Roberts. But just as I speak, Roy Crocker puts a 26.491. So now both these drivers in the 26.4s. These guys are most likely going to be some of our fastest for Thursday's race. Again, quick look at our playoff picture. Chris Matthews, the military man. Thank you for your service. He will come in as the leader for the championship for our finale here at ISM Raceway. Kyle Westwood, always very consistent. He was involved in a lot of wrecks last week, but he's going to try his best to win this championship. Justin Rodden, very fast driver. The guy has a lot of experience from his broadcast, from his own racing and his own personal time. You know, the things he can do with a race truck are pretty damn good. And then Matthew Clark always has been consistent. Matthew Clark with the consistency is what got him to the playoffs. And then what got him to the championship was being the best runner during the playoffs. Being the best runner during the playoffs is what got him to the championship 4. Although he was not here last week, due to all his good points, he was able to make it to the championship. Championship race Thursday at noon here at ISM Speedway. We got Roy Crocker and Will Roberts coming out for some pace laps. Looking at Roy Crocker now. Again, this is week 15. On August 29th, we'll have our final race. Stage 1 will end at lap 45, stage 2 at lap 90, and stage 3, the end of the race, and we'll have a new champion. That will be at lap 150. Look at him use that dog leg. I have not raced at this track with the new dog leg. The new configuration. I also have not raced the new configuration. This is the first time I'm actually seeing it. Those seats do not exist from what I remember. Those seats do exist right there, and they continue to about, yeah, so they go a lot further than what they're showing. I wasn't paying attention there. Do they show? Where's the finish line at? Where is the finish line at? So as they go into turn, this should be turn 3, turn 4. Oh no, so this is the old configuration. So alright, this is the old configuration here. That's why we still have seats and things where they're not anymore. All these seats here off the right hand side, or now off the left, are completely gone. But the finish line is still there. That is now the backstretch, but that's still the finish line here at ISM Speedway. ISM Raceway. Anyways, Will Roberts with the fastest lap of 26.241 will be our leader here at practice. Roy Crocker was able to reduce the speed even more, 26.263. That was Roy Crocker's fastest lap. So they brought it down all the way to 26.2s. Those were the 2 drivers that showed up to practice. Again, the night shift racing league practice. This now concludes practice. And thank you all for showing up.